Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Look on the screen, we have a couple, a mother with a teenage son. She actually had two teenage sons, and this is her with her, I guess, second husband or her husband. She is asking for her teenage son to turn himself in. He allegedly has shot and unalived his stepdad. I wanted to do this quick video. This is why some men seem to shy away from dating mothers that have teenage sons in particular. So here we go with the news story.
Mother is grieving as her son is on the run, accused of killing her husband. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Newton County deputies say 41-year-old David Gay was shot and killed by his stepson in the family home last evening. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor just talked with the wife of the victim, who is also the mother of the suspect. A lot to take in for this woman, Angelique. Good afternoon to you both. This Newton County mother is an emotional wreck. She clearly says she loves her husband, who was killed just last night, but tonight her plea is to her son, who is accused of murder and on the run. She says she wants him to turn himself in. Now, we just talked with her minutes ago. Take a listen.
Please turn yourself in. This is the ultimate breaking for me. And I said I couldn't lose another child. And I lost my husband. And now I really can't lose another child. David loved you. He loved me. He loved Kennedy, and he loved his family. He loved like you guys were his own. So if you see this, or if anybody sees this who has any information or who can contact Jaden, please let him know that I love him.
Wow.
Now, Newton County deputies confirmed both Gay and Daniel lived in the same house together on Avery Drive in Covington. Deputies say Daniel opened fire on his stepfather last night, then fled the scene in his stepfather's Cadillac Escalade. Now, they found that Escalade at a nearby park, Denny Dobbs Park, but Daniel was nowhere to be found. Now, his mom says after losing one son last year to murder and gun violence, and that was Kendarius Spear, and a husband just last night to gun violence, David Gay, she says she does not want to lose another family member. Now, Mrs. Gay says she was not at home and she does not know what happened. We will have much more of her interview tonight.
Okay, so the mother was not at home, doesn't know what happened. But let's see. So Kennedy, I'm assuming that's another child in the home. This kid's in the home, and the stepfather. He just opened fire on his stepdad. Friction has probably been going on in that home. Friction has probably been going on in that home. And the sad thing is, I'm thinking maybe the other kid, Kennedy, may have seen it. You know who's in the house. Stepdad, dad, he's gone, and the vehicle is gone. This is why some men do not want to date women that have teenage sons. You got to understand, with typically single mother, be a divorce or baby mama, doesn't matter. But typically, when you walk into a ready-made family, you have to understand, believe it or not, it may be a new beginning for you, but the dynamics of that family, the relationship, that's already been set. You got to navigate it. It's just more than you and the woman. That's enough in itself. But when you step into a ready-made family, those dynamics have already been established. And as a man coming into it, as a stepfather, you may think, oh, you know what? We need to tweak it. I may want to do it this way. This one may need more discipline. And I've seen that a lot where sometimes a man enters a relationship with a ready-made family, a woman who has children already, and he's like, hey, you know what? He wants to, lay down the law. Sometimes these kids get to run amok. Not saying it applies here because I don't know them, but just speaking in general, they have their own way of doing things. So then you come in and you're like, hey, maybe there needs to be more boundaries. Maybe there needs to be more structure. You have to understand that family dynamic is already set up. So sometimes you coming into it, you're going to put maybe, your little, fine tuning in it that doesn't always go well. Believe it or not, most kids, it takes a while for these relationships to work. And a lot of them are not going to respect you as their father. I don't even care if the father's not in the picture. The famous line is, "You're not my dad. You're not my father. Tell me what to do." So this right here, for it to escalate, this tells me there has been friction in that home. They've been going at it. They have been going. No one just picks up a gun and says, you wouldn't let me ride my bike. You wouldn't let me drive the car. I don't believe that. I believe that it's been going on. The tension has been building up. And it's sad for the mother. She's like, she doesn't want to lose another son. Lady, you already have. Unfortunately, she's lost the first son to gun violence. This one right here, you've lost your husband to gun violence. This on the screen, this teen, he's not coming home. He might have had his last room, spending the night in this room for the very last time. You've lost him to the system. Your husband is dead. It reminds me of with the Hurricane Katrina. When that happened, you had men, had people trying to help people from New Orleans. But I'll never forget, you actually had some men, businessmen in our community, and they were saying, hey, they had property. They were willing to go ahead and let people live in those properties. But I remember a few saying what they did not want. They didn't want single mothers with teenage sons. Gee, I wonder why. And these were Black businessmen. They had real estate property. They were not asking for money, trying to help. They said that they did not want single mothers that had teenage sons. I wonder why. They knew that there's a lot of anger there from the abandonment. And they probably didn't want to deal with it. So just another reason, not saying it applies to all, but you have to understand, when you get into a ready-made family, those dynamics, that relationship, it has already been established. So you're thinking, hey, I'm married to your mom. I have a say-so. I want to help raise these kids. I'm in a better way. If you're trying to come in with more structure, good luck. Doesn't always work out so well. And for the kid to do this, that tells me there's been some turmoil. It wasn't the Cosby Show. This tells me there's been some turmoil in that home. And I think, I think it escalated. But to this point, nobody can cool off. Nobody can just walk away, go to your room for a kid to take out a gun and shoot and unalive the stepfather. Wow. On a whole nother level. And she said he loved her and he also loved him as if they were his own. And look, so love must have got the man killed. This is why. That's why some people don't want to date kids. If I was single and I'm older, trying to date, they would have to be out the house. But if living here, so you got kids at home. Oh, that's okay. I've heard about this with women in their 60s. I have a 30-something-year-old son living at home. Oh, she met a man, they got married. And then she goes to work, and then her husband goes to work, and then you got a 30-something-year-old man sitting up there. He chilling all day. He was chilling before you came, and he'll be chilling while you're there and when you leave, not going anywhere. The man wants him to do what? Man up and get a job. Good luck. I would say, me personally, I'd run. Unless he's in between job, got laid off, a history of not working, run. You're not going to change the dynamics of him up under mama's thumb. And you want to do things together, combine your incomes. Well, she already got a baby boy bill. That's right, baby boy. Besides him sitting up there eating up everything and utilities, he's there all day, got to have the air or heat on or what have you. He's there all day, games, electricity. You think he's going to have some empty pockets? Mama's going to see about him. That's mama's baby boy. And she'll put money into his pocket. I've heard about this and seen this kind of stuff, and it's like, the grown son is the problem. And sometimes a man, oh, I'm gonna threaten to leave. You might have to leave. And then if you put him out, then that could be some friction. It could lead to potential violence. This is why some people do not want to date people that have children at home, teenagers, and especially adult kids. Though the dynamic has already been established, and when you want to come in and maybe tweak it or maybe make some changes, or you see where maybe, hey, this kid needs more structure, good luck. It's not going to go well. Now, am I saying that all kids will do this? No, of course not. But going into it, you need to kind of really check it out. If those kids are getting what they want, or they just, a little angel in mama's eyes and can't do no wrong, good luck. It's going to be an uphill battle. And it's sad to think that it escalates to a point of violence where the man has lost his life. Now, there could be other factors involved that we're not aware of, could be, I don't know if it's family violence or abuse. I have no idea. That was never indicated. But just speaking in general, whenever you have kids like this here, teenagers, that's why a lot of men don't want to date mothers that have teenage sons. It can really be highly problematic. It can adversely affect the relationship. And look at this right here. Moving into the home, and look here, her husband is now gone. Let me know what you all think. Just sad all around. There are no winners here. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I am out.